Mm. Okay, yeah. So what we have now is like a third iteration of the sentiment, which is to be curious and discover coffees that you love. And that sort of thing that, like, I was like, man, I love that feeling of like discovering something new and following my curiosity. I like that. And the first iteration was like the two panthers is sort of like, what do you call, like an emblem or coat of arms. I really love this idea of something herald, something old and pure and like coming from like years of tradition. So those are the things that are sort of like running through my mind when I designed my first logo. And then I did a second one just because I had to. They were like, this is very low resolution. Can you give us something better? And I was like, well, dang, I can't replicate. I don't know how to do that. I'll just make a new one and make it full resolution so that you can print whatever I was trying to print. And then I was like, okay, let's roll with it. I'm a quick start. I'm just like, if it checks all the boxes for me on a big picture, I'm going. I'm not like it has to be perfect. The problem is like you waste a lot of money doing time and money. You waste time and money making very fast decisions like that. Anyway, I get to this point where I'm at a crux. I'm like, I think I'm gonna take it to a business. I think we're gonna become a business, and I want to maybe like get a warehouse and do that and become a roaster, not a cafe, a roaster. That was like a big distinction for me. And I wanted, again, I don't think you need to do this. You know, this is me. This is a personal itch that I have, I think, as an artist. I like to put my stamp on things. So I hit up Jared's designer from Hasea Coffee Source. He's like, yeah, he's great. His name is Nathan. And he's really good in his, like, you know, discovering a mark for you or a logo, right? I was like, cool, let's do it. It's a high investment. It's well worth it. It's so in depth in terms of like the questions that he asks you in terms of like, what do you mean when you say this, you know, and how can we translate that into design? And so we came up with this mark of like, it still has all the heraldry there. It has the two panthers. It has the shield in the center, which is like, we kind of explored this as a means of like this upward movement. You see that like triangle there. There's a lot of triangles sort of like within the mark itself. This upward movement of always progressing forward, always evolving, which I really bring in my YouTube channel, sort of moving forward all the time. And the shield of like kind of protecting this idea of good coffee, good ideas, good faith, and we can go on and on and on about it. I have many videos on it. You talked about prolific. Like, I went so in depth and shared because he invoked that from me during our meetings, which I thought was so helpful. And I thought people like would benefit from that, because a lot of times we just do what I do, which was like, yo, I'm feeling this, make it. And it's kind of maybe sloppy, a little messy, a little busy. And how do we distill that? We talked a lot about distilling these ideas down to these very like more powerful marks. And so we have this like on IG, it's just a circle with the arrow or the mountain or that progressive movement forward. And it's a little off center too, because yeah, we're not perfect. I was like, oh dude, you are so good. Like, I love that. Let's do it.